Morning, everybody. This is a Coffee Talk, the world's #1 tank coffee talk and other such things. At the 0700 time slot, Central US, of course, and Zulu time, GMT, Universal,
Proper time. We'll call it
UTC.
proper time. Yeah, proper time.
It's Guido
Yeah.
coming from the left side of the Atlantic.
And it's Pilgrim from the correct side of the Atlantic with his not quite brand new now, it's a week old Guido mug.
One
which
a
you
week.
can get.
One a week.
Oh, yeah. 1 week. 1 week
You
old.
should see the
Locked
stack in
in.
his backyard. He's building a small monument to
out.
tanks back there, and he's going to make a.
I've made a barbecue stand out of mugs. Amazing.
He's making a manticore.
Manticore barbecue
Yeah,
stand.
it's probably as effective
Absolutely.
as the Manicore, actually.
Yeah, it's got a long piece where you put your pizzas on.
What are you drinking this morning?
I have. Do you know what? I've changed my brand. Instead of Royal Blend, Her Majesty's allowed
What?
this. Yeah, I've got some Darjeeling today because for me it's midday or it's 1 o'clock.
Darjeeling,
proper
yeah.
English time.
Yeah.
I've decided to go for a lighter tea, not so heavy. What are you drinking?
I have a Starbucks brand, actually, Sumatra blend.
Oh right.
So we've
okay.
both
Is that
gone to
like-
the Far East for our drinks today.
Yeah, it's all
Dar-
very eastern. Darjeeling, Sumatra. Wow.
Darjeeling is Indian tea, right?
It is. It is a.
Yeah.
It is. It's a slightly more. Rather than let's not go down the I'm a tea expert connoisseur.
Is it
but
bolder?
It's a lighter, fresher taste.
Oh, it's
yeah,
lighter.
that's
It's
it.
lighter, not bolder.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's lighter. It's lighter than Royal Blend. Put it. Royal Blend is the one that kickstarts the royal family off first thing in the morning. You know, it's like your coffee. It gives them the kick to go on and be stoic and regal and.
It's all very morose and downtrodden until they've had their tea, and then they up it a notch
Absolutely.
to just regal. They're just
Absolutely.
okay. I see. Bonzi, thanks for the sub, my friend.
Wow.
28 months. That is awesome. Much appreciated the support. Fantastic. Well, good morning, everybody. I hope you got your coffee or your tea. We got some tanks and who knows what else to talk about. And there goes the stream hiccuping. It's all right, folks. It'll get locked in. There we go. That's better. All right. Anyway, so we're going to talk about tanks and whatever else comes to mind. So let's get on with it with channel news. What do we got going on? Well, I finished the BIS. I believe it's the BIS.
Really?
I believe it's the B. This, by the way, is the 274 Alpha. We'll get to that in just a minute. The BIS is the Italian tank. Which one? The Tier 6? Yes, it was the BIS. So I finished this bad boy. The old, wait a minute. Yeah, this was it. The BIS. Why does it not have any camo on it? Is this not what I finished? What is happening here? Was I driving this with no camo?
Yeah, you probably were. You're probably just making a point. You were making a point, weren't you?
Was I really driving this without any camo? That's incredible. Hold on a minute. What's happening? Oh, did it run out of camo the actual moment that I finished? That can't be. Oh,
Oh, what did you do the 100 game?
I did. Isn't that
Legend or
funny?
something?
I did. I
Yeah.
bought the 100 game camo for it.
Wow. Well, there you go. That's the 100 battle challenge.
That is
isn't it?
crazy.
That's the way to go. That's the way to go. You know you finished your challenge when your camo drops off.
Oh, there we go. Let's just put a standard one on here. We'll do this something I won't use anyway. There we go. Day of the Dead. Who cares? All right. Now it's that's pretty funny actually. I looked at it, I said that is not the tank I was playing. There's no camo on it. I know there was camo on it. All right. Anyway, I finished that 100 battles and we had like a 54% win rate or some such thing. It wasn't great. I liked it okay. It wasn't bad.
Well, do you know what? We've had this discussion about the BIS before. It's a little bit of a dark horse. It
Yeah.
can do a good job when it gets it right,
Yeah.
or when we get it right. You know, it's not a bad tank. It's not like it's a lemon. It's okay.
I feel like I sort of backed into finishing it though, like it was going great guns, and then it kind of let me down at the end. So, or I
Okay.
let me down potentially. I don't know. I don't know. There's another tank
Yeah.
I just finished. It's actually not now. Now my brain has stopped. See, it's early on a Sunday.
Yeah.
There's another tank I just finished, which I can't remember what it is. Doesn't matter. 274 Alpha is what is on sale, by the way. We'll get that in just a second. So if you missed that, if you missed getting that premium, you have a chance again. What else is going on in the channel? We have next stream will be Monday afternoon for Stack Up, and then Friday is my next day off. I'll, obviously, if I have some opportunity in between, I'll do so. I'm offering coaching for everybody. So
Yo.
I'm going to do some coaching if you want it. Hour sessions. I'm charging $25 for those. And what that's going to get you is me take a quick look at your stats, do some research on where you are in the game, and then we'll work on whatever you want, really. We'll do kind of a brief execution debrief style so that we talk about what we've done. And we'll both take a look at our gameplay and see what we can learn from it. So if you're interested, let me know. Go ahead and contact me, Guido at 1212gaming.com on that email, and then we'll coordinate all the details for it. Take a quick look at my stats and laugh. I will not laugh. That's the key to this. That is the key to this. Everybody can get better.
Am I allowed to shill Guido? Guys, am I allowed to shill Guido? Let me shill Guido. Let me tell you something. I've had free coaching off Guido. Part of my contract, mugs and coaching.
Coaching. Yeah.
I've had free coaching. I've been in the clan, well, pretty much since the start-ish. And when I came across, I was a 49% win rate player. Now, win rate is not everything, but it is an indication of how you're progressing through the game. I'm now a 52 point something win rate percent player, purely because Guido took time out to actually coach me. You might have seen, I'm not sure if you put it up on the video, you might have seen the 183, the Death Star video with me, you know, basically big boy carry pants on at the end of the game. And the coaching that he was giving about positional play, where to go, where to do at the end of the battle, preserve your vote, and all the rest of it, that was in-game coaching that he was doing because we were platooned up.
And I was dead.
Yeah, and you were dead, which is fine.
I'd already failed.
But the point I'm trying to make is that had you said to me, this will cost you $25, I would have given you $25 like that. You know, seriously, because of the military training and instruction that you've had, and you've been involved with, the way you come across with information dissemination and passage of information is clear, concise, and accurate. And, you know, if you come away from being coached with a better feel about the game, about yourself in the game, then that's great. Nobody's going to make you a unicorn. You know, that is not the intention. I think what Guido wants to do is coach people who want to understand the nuances of the game and get a little bit better, and maybe specifically will be a focus on some type of play style that you might want to, do. But for me, I'd pay $25 all day long for this. Absolutely. So there's my shilling done. Have I earned my bucks now, boss?
Yeah. I'll slide that 20 across the table there. There you go.
Thank you.
All right. You make good points though, and not necessarily just for me, but it's a larger picture. There's a lot of people who are a lot better at this game than I am. You know, I'm better than the vast majority of people. There are plenty of players who are better than me. And some of them even do a little bit of coaching. The question is not necessarily that. You have to have a certain amount of skill to be a coach, I would say. Obviously, there has to be some credibility. But there's also the question of, can you convey the information? And, you know, what is the coaching system you're going to use? So like I said, we're going to use the brief execution debrief style that I used my entire career. Does it so here's a question. Does it exactly translate to World Tanks? I don't know. It's kind of what I've been doing with the channel. I think part of my other bona fides or bona fides is the channel, essentially, right? You've got hundreds of videos in there trying to help people get better. The question is, can you do that one-on-one? We'll see. I think so. I happen to think so. So,
yeah.
And it's maybe not a style for everybody, but there you go. I do accept, yes, we'll do it through PayPal, Randall. That's the easiest way for me to get the money. I looked at a site called, you know, and I've been very honest and upfront with everybody on this channel, and I will continue to do so. So I'm not bothered talking about the details of how it all works. PayPal is probably the easiest. And there's a link to my PayPal on all of the videos down at the bottom. The site called Fiverr, and I think there's several versions of this kind of site, but the site Fiverr has some coaching on. If you go on Fiverr, you can type in nearly anything. You know, DCS coaching, World of Tanks coaching, whatever game of the month coaching, and you'll find people, and the standard hourly rates are somewhere between anywhere from $15 to up to $80, $100, depending on how good the person is. All that kind of stuff. So there's a few people offering it out there. I don't think it's a giant market of any kind, but I thought it would be interesting, just as part of my journey along this gaming road, to see what that's like. How does it go down?
Yeah.
In that spirit, for my Patreons that I have 8 of, if any of you guys are on right now and haven't seen the post on Patreon, I am offering a 1 hour free to any of my Patreons, current Patreons right now. So contact me. You guys can contact me obviously any way you want. Where I'm trying to centralize everything is Guido@1212gaming.com. That way I can keep track of, if there happens to be more than 0 people asking, then I can keep track of. We'll keep track of who's who in the zoo right there. So pay me to because no, because a chieftain requires me sitting multiple evenings in a row listening to some 24-year-old screamer yell at me because I didn't push at the right time, or potentially sitting there for 3 hours not playing a match. So no, that ain't happening.
There are streamers out there that would do that for you, I'm sure.
You actually don't get a chieftain. Caduceus Caduceus, I don't know. CAD makes a good point. You can't get one because it's not one of the.
Can't get one,
it's
no,
not one of the
that's
rewards. Right. Yeah, so that's even better, right?
Yeah.
Totally overpowered tank that nobody can actually now get.
Yeah. But when they'll take a 279E, yeah, we can probably.
279E is a different story, but if I could get one of those myself, then I might do it. I might,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, apparently you can buy them from a secret shop in the black market.
Now I
You've got to be...
I can help you get one and help you understand how to get one. Grinding that out and making it happen is another story.
That's another thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Altogether, another thing altogether.
Well, and see these sites that are selling these things. A couple things are going on here. One, there are some very good players they've got doing it, and they're paying them. Number 2 is they're rigging the shit out of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because this is now a money thing. So there's no. The gloves are off on the rigging thing, so they're doing whatever they got to do at 2 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there you go.
It happens a great deal apparently on the RU server.
Yeah.
There's a lot of it going on there because you've got some very, very, very good players over on the RU server, and they'll make money off it. They don't see it as being cheating. They see it as making $1.
Yeah.
They see it as a business transaction. They don't see it as cheating.
Right. Yeah, that's not connected for them. Speaking of this slightly tangentially, Lootbox Mechanic, how are you? The Excelsior bots. I don't know if I still have the replay. I might have actually deleted it because I just deleted a bunch of stuff. I had one in the game. Remember someone mentioned maybe they follow the good player or the higher rated player.
Yeah.
Well, I'm driving along in Redshire-Dorf, Himmelshire. And we have an Excelsior, so I start driving, and it sits every second, then it starts going in my direction. I'm like, well, okay, maybe it's following me. I drive all the way up into the heavy brawl area with the blimp, and I'm sitting there. He comes right up next to me. So I take a shot, somebody shoots me, I'm doing some fighting, and I'm looking at the bot sitting there. Its turrets moving around.
Yeah.
And I said, I wonder. So I do a 180, and I go all the way back to the trees in the back. It turns around and follows me.
Get out!
Oh, yeah, follows me all the way to the back.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
So I sit there for a second. It sits there. I mean, it's bright. I turn around again. I go this way. It turns around. It follows me back to the front.
Yeah,
and I went up over the hill.
Cool.
I went up over the hill to go down into the river because there was a guy down there who wanted to go flank or whatever. It kind of took a line up and over, and then once it saw something, it sat out in the open and started shooting at it, and then it died. So it didn't exactly, I mean, once. Yeah. So part of the script is once it sees something, it starts engaging it.
Right, but it doesn't have the human intelligence, if you like, to then defend itself and get into cover again.
Yeah.
Awesome. Do you know what the problem with that? The problem with that is that I would never get an Excelsior to follow me because I would never be the top player.
Well, I don't even know if it has to be top. It just may have to be, it picks a maybe,
A fairly good player.
Cliffy throws out a question right off the bat. How does it know that he doesn't see him running XVM? It's very possible that it wasn't following me. It really looked like it was. So I don't know. But it did that, and I left, and it came, and it went back. It looked like it was following me. Maybe it's not the best player in the team. Maybe it's just a player.
It does. The coding is select the nearest player to you and stick with
Sure.
it.
You gotta be able to accept that it could be something of anything. Maybe it was actually coded to go forward all the way back and forward. I don't know. And the timing just happened to work out. I mean, I admit it, but I'm telling you, it looked for all the world like that's exactly what it was doing.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
So
just to finish the tangent off, I've just got one thing I wanted to ask you. I don't know if you did this in the US military. When I was instructing, we had a little saying that we put together that sort of condenses instruction right down. So it's called explanation, demonstration, imitation. So when you are teaching recruits anything, then you explain something, you then demonstrate it, they then imitate it. And that's how they get it on board very quickly because it's just so easy to understand. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, same thing.
Right,
So briefing, execution, debrief. You brief the mission, what you're going to do, whatever and then you go. Oftentimes, when we were flying, we would do a demo. Not all the time, but some things there would be an IP demo where we would show them it. So not always possible in single seat fighters. We had D models where sometimes we'd be in the back seat. Certain rides required an instructor in there because just so they didn't kill themselves.
Yeah.
But to the max extent possible, a lot of things we demoed, and then, like you said, and then they do it, and then you come back and you debrief it, and you talk about what the mistakes were, and off you go. Loot box.
Visual instruction is so much easier in that sense. Visual instruction is so much. There's sitting in a classroom and just reading about something. Actually doing it and seeing it in real life, it imprints on the brain a lot quicker.
Well, at some point you have to do the thing, right? You can talk about it all day, but until you actually do the thing, then loot box says 150 euros. To get a 279E, you already had the Chimera. So so I'm assuming it would be more expensive if you say you were starting from zero. It'd probably be more expensive because they'd have to build some stuff up and go through the rest of the missions.
What's that in dollars? That's
$200.
That's $100. $100 is it?
$200.
$200. Yeah, of course it's the other.
No, wait. Yeah. Hold on. Are euros more or less? I don't remember.
Well, I don't have euros.
I don't know how close euros are these days.
I don't know. It's a foreign currency to me, mate.
Yeah, the euros are more, so I think you're right. It's like $125, $100, something like that.
Right.
Oh, it's worth more. Okay, there you go.
Right.
All right, so now I'm curious. You got me curious. Hold on.
Yeah, you'll have to Google that now.
Euro conversion. What is it right now? $1.21 United States dollars. All right, so it's what, $100, $125, something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
A lot of money.
All right. Excelsior track is slave. Yes, I am the master. I don't know, so unknown, but that's what it looked like for all the world. It was definitely a bot. You look at the stats, and it was clearly, obviously, a bot. The mother-bird did imprint on the nearest player. It could be that too. It could just simply be it picks a tank and follows it, and I just happen to be that tank. It has nothing to do with highly skilled. I didn't look at the team. There could have very well been somebody with higher ratings than me. And I don't think you'd have to be very specific for that kind of coding. You just want it to follow somebody as if it's, doing something with a group, right? It's not just wandering off on its own.
Yeah.
The other thing I noticed...
That was the original bot coding. The bots would just wander off into corners and fall down ravines and all sorts of stuff.
It also looked like they have slightly dialed down the number of battles they do a day. It's still a lot, but it's not insanely a lot.
Yeah. They're trying to hide it a little bit, aren't they?
Yep, so it looks like they've adjusted a little bit. It's still in the order of like 40 or 50, but not 200 or whatever the hell they've been able to do in the past.
Crikey, O'Reilly. You would wish. I mean, that 6-hour marathon I did the other day on both servers, the EU and the NA server, as we said before, it just killed me.
Yeah.
I had to lie down.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
All right, like I said, so Friday afternoon for early evening for stack up, and then Friday for the next stream. No Kidding Day Off stream. We talked about the coaching. That's anytime, probably going to be afternoons to evenings or weekend mornings, something like that. That I'm available. So if you're interested, and like I said, if you're one of the Patreon guys or gals, hit me up and we'll do the 1 hour free. All right, mission special. Are we ready? Time to show.
We are ready. Let's do this. I've got it.
All right.
There you go.
So
You caught me out then, didn't you? There you go. It's there.
first we shill for me, and then we shill for Wargaming.
Wargaming. Yeah.
Loot boxes in Australia. Oh man, yeah. Oh, I have looked into that. A couple of you guys mentioned possibly putting it on, out as a podcast.
Right.
Now you depending on the car you have and your equipment, you can listen to it in your car by turning on the YouTube. Video and then just listening to the sound. So that's always there. The site that I have was called. The heck is it called? Buzzsprout. Is that familiar to anybody? Buzzsprout. That's the site. So I think that's where I'm going to put it. If that's familiar to everybody, it's apparently the biggest podcast site out there.
Okay.
So there you go.
So it works. You can do that. So how you just upload the?
I haven't done it yet. I've just been investigating, trying to do the due diligence.
Okay.
Yeah, I assume you just upload it. I think basically you can watch the video off of that as well.
Right. Okay.
And you can listen to the VOD on Twitch as well. So there's a couple options in there. And Twitch, you know what? Twitch might be your best bet, guys. Because Twitch, you have Twitch, I can tell because here you are. And Twitch has an app. Twitch has an app. And then you can go in there and do it that way as well. So, I don't know. I will look at Buzzsprout. There's no reason why I shouldn't put it on other platforms. Maybe it'll bring in more people. So
But it's just audio as opposed to visual because.
No, I think. Well, that's the thing. I think it's a podcast, so it's video,
visual
it's
as
video
well.
and audio. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
With YouTube Premium, you can have the screen
sales
off.
in Europe. So, well, he's doing lunch at the moment, or she's doing lunch.
Nice. All right, back to shilling.
Back to shilling.
Got to
What have we
make
got?
got to make the donuts. Oh, somebody mentioned they were having Mountain Dew and donuts. That is approved.
That is approved.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mountain Dew may well be sugar laden and give your eyeballs a spin, but hey, why not?
Yeah, that's in the purest greatest tradition of America. So, plus the donut, I could use a donut. Donuts.
I could do what we're on now. Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
for me being 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I could actually murder a donut right now with a cup of tea, but can't do it.
Would you have pudding with it as well?
No, I would not have spotted
What?
dick with my tea.
I don't understand. How come you just never? Wargaming says it's pudding.
Yes, I know they do, but they are, after all, Eastern Europeans, so we'll leave it right there.
Okay. Fantastic. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got. We're gonna shill. First things second, we're gonna dive into the premium shop and see what we got. As I mentioned, you can see in the garage, although you can't now because I called up Chrome, is the fact that the 279. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, it's not in this section. Anyway, the 279 is for sale. That's interesting.
I
250.
bet you it's in the specials, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it must be. T25 Pilot is out there, the 5.1 rack, which is a pretty good Centurion variant. This thing is very mediocre, the T25. I would kind of stay away from that, unless you're just a collector and must have the tank. And then, of course, the Object 703 version 2 with the double barrel, which is a pretty good Russian heavy tank, and it's got the old double barrel mechanic, so that can be fun at times. We have, looks like some soccer themed stuff. Cross, hat trick, feint, penalty, yada yada. Then we have the commanders, lieutenants, or majors, lieutenants, warrant officer, sergeant's pay. And we've got the Thunderbolt for sale as well as part of the D-Day special. The BC Fireflies out there as well. Also very good. No decals? There might be decals involved in some of these. Oh, look at this army bonus. I didn't notice that. What do we got? 1,750 gold and 7 days of Watt Premium.
Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? What's that work out? 1,750 gold?
And 7 days of premium. And I can get
7
4
days
of
of
these
premium.
for some reason. Available for you, 4. That's interesting.
Oh, I've got available 1 with a discount.
Why do I have 4
Oh
and
no,
you have 1?
available for you. I've got 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've got 4. Yeah.
Where's the any amount of gold? What's 1,750 worth here, friends? Oh, not that much. 917. 917.
Plus 7 days of
Yeah.
premium.
It's an okay deal. I mean, it's not amazing, but when you start talking to smaller packages, they're rarely that much off. It's a pretty good deal, though. I mean, that's not bad for somebody who's just coming along going, hey, what's this game about? For 11 bucks and 16 cents, you can have a week of premium and some gold and check out the game. So not bad.
And if you've got available for you 4, if you were of that mind, I wonder whether 4 times that lot is worth the total amount of money.
I mean, it's the same small discount, just times 4. Are we getting into Pilgronomics again?
We are. I was just thinking. 28 days of premium, and Maths in Public say 7,000 gold for a month's worth of play at premium. I don't know, is it? And what for me it's £8, so £32. No, it's not worth it.
Yeah. I mean, it's less than the normal cost, but not by much. I think.
Not
What's 7 days worth? It does take us old people a bit of time to figure this out. They're selling 7 days for $6.89. So in fact, it's like a $15 deal, and I think they're what is their starting cost? They do give that, right? There you go, $14.89. So you're saving $3 and some change. Math in Public, right? You're saving like $18. Like after you buy 4 of them.
Yeah,
Then you sell 2 of them back.
yeah, that's right. Sell 2 back. Remember that. Or sell them to your neighbour. Price load it. Take the discount off and sell them to your neighbour.
Plant them in your garden, and then it'll grow some more premium days.
Yeah, well, without a doubt.
All right. So anyway, there's some other small
Where were
bundles down here too. A bit of everything. I really think all those are not a bad deal for learning. I say it nearly every time, but they're all pretty decent deal for learning the game. Get a little discount on a not too expensive thing, and if you don't like the game, then you move on. You know.
Well,
You
that's
move
the
on.
whole point, and I think that's the point you've said before, is that these small packages are ideal for the starter guy or girl. And you're not, I mean, to spend £15 or $18 on a game these days, most people would just go, yeah, it's small change, I'm quite happy, you know?
But you won't move on, will you? Because it's like crack.
Oh, it is.
So maybe you should not even don't even take the first
Oh.
hit because you.
Are we those dealers? Are we
Yeah, oh,
those
yeah.
dealers?
Yeah.
Are we?
The first sample is free. All right, on to vehicles. There she is, the 279 Alpha. I actually played 100 battles. That was one of the first ones I just went through for the 100 battles. I really enjoyed that tank. Ended up with a 56%, 55% win rate, somewhere in there. Solid tank. Not overpowered. Gun's a bit derpy. Armor's really nice. Kind of an all-rounder / leaning towards the more heavily armored derpy gun side of things. 274 Alpha. 274 Alpha.
I'll throw me 10 cents in there. It's not quite the hover medium, the Soviet hover medium.
No.
You know, if people get it expecting it to be a 430 or a 430U or something like that, it's not. It's not. Definitely not.
Well, it leans
Yeah.
in that direction. It's the only tier 8 that kind of does 430U things at tier 8.
Tier 8.
The T54 mod one is sort of like that, but the alpha is low. This thing has a higher alpha. Hits harder. Is not as agile. even as sluggish as the T-54 Mod 1 is, this thing's a little more sluggish. All the analog tanks, when you go, oh, it plays like a whatever tier 8 or tier 9. When you get, or sorry, tier 10 or tier 9. They're at 8, they always have a bit of a weakness, and then they also have the problem of they see 9s and 10s. So you don't always get the full feeling. People say, oh, it's a tier 8 430U. Well, sort of. Because unfortunately, a 430U doesn't see tier 11 and 12.
No.
You know, a 430U would not be nearly as dominant if it saw higher tiers.
Well, that's the problem I've had with that. I played it a little bit, and I don't do as well in it as I should do because I keep thinking it's my 430U. So I'm going into battles, I'm trying to face up on tier 9s and 10s, and then getting very surprised every time I get mullered. And I'm like, why are you surprised, Pilgrim? For crying out loud, it's a tier 8. Get a grip of yourself, man.
Oh, that's easy to do. That's easy to do. The 120 ISU 122S is out there. The Rudy is out there. A couple packages. These are exclusives for, I think, Prime Gaming. So you may or may not have those.
Yeah, I don't have those.
Specials are basically the same things this week. Oh, the Renegade is still out there, but that's an exclusive. I don't know. Do you have that one still?
I'm going to have a quick look now. No,
So
I don't have it.
All right, so that must also be a Prime Gaming thing. Speaking of Prime Gaming, that's pretty much it, I think, for that part of the shilling. Speaking of Prime Gaming, the next one is out on the 17th. Silent Huntress. So the next Prime Gaming package, and this time there'll be a commander with it, so that'll be nice. You can I can add that commander into my barracks with the other 4 or 5 or 10 that I don't have anywhere to put.
Yeah, just a whole load of them. It's all going to change when Crew 2.0 come in anyway. So what's the point?
Well, I mean, it's another commander with skills that'll be chucked into however they do it. So you might as well have the extra XP essentially sitting around.
Yeah, why not?
The code for Commander AF is Stars N November Stripes. Stars N Stripes. That's a Thunderbolt.
What's that get you? It's like a
Thunderbolt, yeah. Thunderbolt 7, some Coke, a mission, some other doodads along the way. Doodads and whatnots.
Doodads and whatnots.
All right, we've got a couple things going on this weekend. Oh, there's a consumable sale. Kind of snuck in under the wire, but here it is. Special bonus missions and consumable discount, and it's sort of just sitting here. Discount on consumables. So get your kits. Get your kits.
Yeah, I'm a bit sad about that because I've got stacks of them from last time, so I don't like passing up on a discount. So do I spend some money on those? I don't need. I've got 200 of all the different kits and everything else that I need anyway. Do I need to get more? Probably.
How many do you have?
You know, for 1 million silver, why not?
How many do you have?
I've got 200 large kits, 200 first aid kits, 200 automatic fire extinguishers. And
stickler.
all the rest in the high numbers, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
do you go out and spend more silver? I don't know. But I hate passing up a discount because I could always sell them back later on.
Frankinovich, thanks for the follow. Welcome to Coffee Talk. We're talking tanks this morning. Yeah, I yesterday, I don't know if you were on stream, but I don't think you were.
I was streaming with Grinny yesterday.
Oh, excellent.
Apologies.
I bought back. Stepping out on me, huh?
I know. Sorry. I thought I'd admit this on air so, you know, you couldn't beat the living daylight out of me in public.
That's it. I am not sending a mug next week. No mug next week. I rebought the Object 261 yesterday, which cost me, obviously, 6 million credits. And then what else did I do? I spent a bunch of money on something else. I had to buy equipment and stuff for it. And that all got rid of like 9 million credits. So I don't have any credits to buy stuff. I have 300 or so kits of each one, so I think I'm okay. Unless there's a long dry period between consumable sales, which has happened.
Yes, I mean, that's the only worry, isn't it? I mean, do you spend credits now because you might think the next discount sale could be 3 months away? You know, it's a little bit like, yeah, absolutely, Cliffy. She only charges $20 for coaching.
She just started. You got me coughing. She just started streaming again. Streaming
Yeah,
again.
she has actually. Bless her. She was. She took a break this year. You keep coughing. $20 an hour, mate. Randall, absolutely. Buy your consumables at 50%, and then you make profit when you sell them back later after the discounted period. That's how it works.
It appears you cannot drink and breathe at the same time. I don't know if you guys
No,
are aware
well,
of this
you
fact.
can, but that's what happens when
Yeah.
you do that.
Oh, goodness gracious. All right, so
If you'd made coffee come out of your nose, I would have sent you 25.
that's where it went. That's why I was coughing. It just didn't come spraying spraying out.
Brilliant,
Oh my gosh.
brilliant. There you go.
Okay, so Viborg missions are up. The various things for getting some small kits and whatnot. There is a player's choice of one piece of equipment for 35,000 base XP. We'll show you that in the UI in a minute. So you might want to take a look at that and see if you can crank that out, because it's nice to get a piece of equipment, and even if you sell it, that's 250, 300,000 credits right there.
Yeah.
So that's going on right now. 274 we talked about. It's also special. Is that this weekend? Yes. So there's kind of 2 weekend missions going, actually. There's also XP missions, kind of standard act with getting various boosts and extra combat XP on tanks. If you're still in the grinding mode, make sure you're playing the right tank that you want that combat XP to go to. Although it looks like you can do that for 3 battles, so that's actually pretty cool. So if you're grinding a tank, just crank along. You're getting some extra XP. That's really nice. So you just had to be
You know what's
top
nice
7.
about these things as well, Guido, is that you don't have to click a button to get it. It's an
Sure.
automatic thing. The XP machine. You're not having to click through a whole series of buttons to register and I would like it, please, blah blah blah. It
That just sort of disappeared, didn't it?
did, didn't it? Just
Yeah.
yeah. Which is probably the most common sense thing I've seen them do for a long time.
I didn't think about it. That just kind of faded off into the sunset. There was no fanfare. There was no announcement. It just went away.
No, there was no pat on the back for Guido for mentioning it, was there?
No, just
See, you have an
just disappeared.
influence on wargaming. You didn't know this.
Oh, that was everybody. I mean, nobody liked it. It's not like I was the only guy saying that sucked. Yeah, I know everyone in here couldn't stand it. In fact, I don't think I met everyone who went, "Ooh, that's awesome."
Yeah, no, yeah. Whoa!
To
I
be
just clicked 5 times.
To be fair, though, the argument that NA had back to the mothership, and the reason they were doing this, in theory anyway, was that NA was giving away a lot of good stuff. EU didn't like it / the mothership, so then they did the code thing to try to limit the amount of stuff given away, just because the more steps you put between the customer and getting something, even if it's free, the fewer people who actually bother doing it. It's just human nature.
Yeah.
Business. But then over the next year or so, EU kind of caught up with the amount of things they were giving away, and now it was more or less the same, but we were still putting codes in for shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of how it. I mean, not exactly, but that was my general gist of what was going on. And then, our codes went away. Unfortunately, some of the good stuff went away too, because we don't have tank rewards.
Yeah, I have noticed that because, as you know, I play both accounts, similar to what you do. And at one point, it was almost as if EU were paying through the nose for everything, where NA were getting it for just playing the game.
Yeah.
And then they balanced it out, as you say, they balanced it out, and now it's fairly the same. But what's happened is on the NA side, you feels, I don't know if it's right, it feels like you get slightly less than you used to. And I'm not moaning, because anything free is free. I love the fact that you can just play this game and they'll throw kits at you, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Why not?
There's
But
still a lot of free stuff. You're right, 100%. Yeah, tank rewards is gone, but of course this month, we'll get to it in a minute, but this month they're doing the picks for match day for the European Championship.
Yeah.
All right.
And more free stuff.
The free stuff, yeah. Daddy's Here, Father's Day 2021 joke contest. Click on that. Come
You
down.
win that hands down.
Well,
You
here's the
win that hands
no.
down.
Here's the trick, though. This is important. So I didn't realize this, and they don't really advertise it exactly correctly, but it is. Let's see. Where did they put it? Hold on. Start looking for. Oh, I think it's on the forum. It doesn't actually say it here. That's right. See, this is what this again. This is what drives me crazy, and I think everyone in here knows what I'm about to say. It doesn't. I don't see it here. So go off on the forums. Let's see. Starting today, submit your best Watt-related dad joke.
Oh, okay. Well, that's going to be a little bit more difficult then, isn't it?
Now, there's some pretty good ones, but so go to that page, click on the go to the forum or go to the forum. Jamba John has put it in the news and information section. It says, as you can see, Father's Day dad joke contest. You have until Friday the 19th, which is next Friday.
And you don't. No, you don't. You've got until the 15th.
I'm sorry, 15th, and it's announced
And
on
then
the 19th.
we'll judge it on the 19th.
All right,
or
so
announce
fewer
the winner
days.
on the
You've
19th.
got
Sorry.
actually you only have until. Better get on it because that's Tuesday.
2 days. Yeah.
Yep, that's Tuesday. So there you go. Good
You got a
morning,
t-shirt.
it's 71 AMC. How are you?
Hey, 71 AMC. Good morning.
Yeah, I wish they would have put it on there that it needs to be Watt related, but and not a big thing. But I sort of went, oh, right on. I went in there, I started typing a thing, and I think I actually posted one that wasn't Watt related. And then I was reading something else somewhere and noted somebody said Watt related, and I dug around for a bit. I'm like, oh, okay, it has to be Watt. That makes sense. They want it connected to the game, so that's okay.
Try this.
And some people have taken some dad jokes and modified them for Watt, which is pretty good. So there's some good jokes in there. There's some groaners, but that's what dad jokes are for.
That's why I say
Right.
you would definitely be a winner.
So that's what dad jokes are for.
Guys and girls on Twitch, you want to hear this guy off stream telling his dad jokes? I have to go away. I have to take my headphones off and go and sit in my wardrobe because it's just incredibly bad, so bad.
What do you call a guy with a rubber toe?
I have no idea. What do you call a guy with a rubber toe?
Roberto.
Oh, yeah, see what I mean? Do you see Twitch? What I've got to put up with this
Roberto.
guy? Just for you people to be able to watch him. I have to get all the dad jokes so he gets it off his chest so he can just be normal on stream.
You know what? I have this like. I don't want to call it obsession, but I have this newfound entertainment on TikTok.
Okay, yeah.
These people who tell the dad jokes, but they're laughing so hard that you can't help but laugh with them. There's this girl. Some of you have probably seen her if you do any TikTok stuff or video stuff. She's a really good singer, and then she's Indian. She doesn't have an accent, but her husband, I think it's her husband. He's never on camera, but he's got the heavy Indian accent, and he's always giving her hell about whatever she's
Right.
doing, And this whole thing is developed. Well, the one I saw that joke on, she was asking him, she told it, but she laughs. She has this really infectious laugh, and she's laughing while she's telling it. And she can't,
I
don't know, it's
I
just-
can sort of live with that, yeah.
I enjoy humor, and when people are laughing their ass off, where you can't help but laugh with them, that's so much fun. My family gives me grief because if I ever go see a comedy or whatever in the
I'm the
theater, dude, they get so annoyed because I am laughing out loud. My daughter's like, "You got to come with me to see this movie." I'm like, "Why?" She goes, "Because I want to watch you laugh at this movie."
You become the entertainment for your
Yeah.
daughter. That's cool.
But I learned a long time ago from a really good friend, a Viper driver.
Oh dear.
He was.
Look, they're all coming out with dad jokes now. Look
Yeah.
at it. Half-past good morning to you. Where is it, Wayne? Why is grass so dangerous?
Why do melons
Why do-
have weddings? Because they can't elope. I love it.
Oh dear.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Oh dear. Just stop it, please. Guys, please don't do it anymore.
So,
I'm starting to get a headache.
so get your best tank dad joke, baby, and fire it up. Put it on there, and there's prizes, right? You can get you can win a Renegade and a Daddy's Here T-shirt, which is a little creepy. So I don't this.
Yeah. You couldn't go to your kid's kindergarten wearing that, could you? Daddy's here.
I,
You couldn't. Not in a million years.
Just no, please. So anyway, you can get a T-shirt. I guess really the only reason you might want to do it is on the off chance you're first to third and get a Renegade, because quite frankly, the rest of them, with all due respect to Wargaming, and of course this is the point at which nothing I say is with respect. Actually, it's upside down. It has to be upside down. Yeah, it's a deal in distress.
Brilliant.
So, hold on. Have we just created a meme? Is this two lights down?
I think, yeah.
Two lights down.
You need to podcast this.
Daddy's here. Daddy's here. Customizations gets two lights down.
Oh dear.
All right, excellent. Match day. We talked about it. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
You're not going to believe this. I'm actually beating Pilgrim on match day. It's just
is.
amazing. It's not true at all. He's got me by one match. Okay, so click on that for the article, my friends, and what you're going to want to do is roll down here to the website button and press that, because we all know with Wargaming, the more clicks you have to do, the better. And make sure you can't see it, but at the top right, you got to make sure you're logged in. But click on login, and you'll go through the standard Wargaming login thing. And if you've clicked on keep me logged in the past, then it should just automatically log you in. That being said, you get to this, which is a very confusing looking and busy web page. Any web page designers out there, is this driving you crazy? Because it's driving me nuts. But anyway, here's where you find out how many tickets you have. I have one more, but apparently I can't pick a match because we got to wait for these to be done before the next matches are set, right? There should be brackets already, right, Pilgrim? Is Pilgrim gone? Yeah, Pilgrim. We've lost Pilgrim. I can tell because he's staring in one direction and not moving at all.
I froze. I don't
Yep.
know why, because I just refreshed the page, so I'm leaving it alone now.
You have a serious potato computer. You need a better computer, my friend.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
You can't even load a. It's actually good though, because you can do voice and play. That's never been a problem. But for some reason, when you load a page, it corrupts on you.
It's when I refresh the player,
Yeah.
so I can see what you're showing on screen, because I don't really need it on. The chat is fine, but when I reload the player, when it kicks off and it goes, "There's an error." You know, the error's #2000.
Yeah. Okay.
That's when it stops the Discord.
There you go. Well, what I was saying is I have one more ticket, which I don't need for this round, so I guess we have to wait for this round. But there has to be brackets already set, right? I'm sure.
Yeah, they got to be.
These guys know who they're playing next. Is that no? They know what bracket they went to. They may not know who they're playing next, because that may be determined by further.
Until all the games are done for
Yeah.
that particular level,
Yeah.
you won't know who you're playing next time round. So, but I mean, whatever levels you're getting, I mean, like I said before to you, and you probably just said it while I was frozen. You know, I've got large kits and all sorts thrown at me. Personal reserves, combat XP for any vehicle. You know, so again, this is Wargaming doing the right thing, giving us freebies just for clicking a button. Yeah, absolutely. Let's do
So,
this.
Cliffy, this is something I mentioned to Pilgrim, because we were discussing this before we came on stream here. It is highly annoying to me that one of the more valid choices, is draw.
I know.
Out of 4 matches, we already have one of the daggum things.
Yeah.
And you picked it, which blows my mind that you picked a draw between Wales and Switzerland.
yeah.
How did you know that? I mean, I know you know way more about this than I do, but how do you go about saying this is going to be a draw?
Well, based on it, it's almost like, because I've followed soccer from the age of dot, and when it comes to international games, you sort of know which players from the premium national sides are coming into the national team. So you sort of get a feeling. It's to be more than anything, it's just a feeling. It's like the guy who goes down the racetrack and bets on horses every day of his life. He gets a feeling for each particular race and each particular horse. So with Wales and Switzerland, they're fairly equal. Now, pushed to the corner, I would have said Wales was the better team, but on that sort of game, on that sort of level, it's a international, competition.
Yeah.
Then Switzerland would have raised the game, and it's so go for a draw. If there's any doubt, go for a draw.
Why is
North
the
Macedonia for the win.
Why is the timer counting down with England? Is that game about to
because
start?
yeah, it started. There's a game. It starts in about 2 hours' time. I think something like that, doesn't it?
This
the time
this
on it?
seems to indicate it's going to go in 9 minutes and 54 seconds.
Yeah,
Because
it's 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
yeah, okay.
So it's now 13:50 hours. Wales is Wales is a part of the United Kingdom. It's not an EU country, Wayne. It's part of the United Kingdom.
In the past,
It's
they would have
subjugated
played.
a long
In the
time.
past, they would have played on the English national team. 20 years ago or
They would have
whatever.
done. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Now they have their own team, and they're diluting the talent in the small island.
yeah. Well, there you go.
You'd have a much better team if you had the best Wales and the best Scottish and the best,
We've always had Sorry, I stand corrected. We've always had a national team. So we've always had England. We've never had a Great British team. That happened in rugby.
Oh, I just
So
assumed that in the 50s,
British
Wales.
Lions. The
Oh,
British Lions are the the member states of the United Kingdom, and they play in rugby. I don't think they've done it in soccer, or if they've done it, they've only done it the once.
so say in the 50s, a Welsh player wouldn't have been playing on the English national team.
No, not at all. No,
Huh.
we're going to have bloody Welsh and Jocks in the England team. Heathens and Druids. No, we don't have heathens and Druids in the English team. Bloody hell!
Sincere
That's
apologies.
like-
Sincere
you- that's
apologies
like
to
you.
my Welsh friends for this.
Well, okay. Here's the comparison.
For this
that's like
erudite-
That's like United States having Cuban players.
This erudite palm. Elitist bastard.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Pilgrim's going to roll in there and declare primogenitor.
Absolutely. They are conquered nations by the English, so just get. It's the same as you lot. You're all being conquered by us, so just get on with it.
We've never been conquered by you. No.
We sort of did.
The land was, not us. Because we were you at that point. So we're going to claim part of that
Exactly.
victory. Part of that victory.
We let you have it because the Indians were far too much trouble. The native North Americans who
Yeah.
actually are the proper Americans. They were far too much trouble. So we went, yeah,
Oh, good
just
lord.
have it.
If we're going to unpack that, we got to go back. All right, let's get out of that. Let's get out of that. So anyway, match day, guys. Get on it. Make it happen.
Yeah. Well worth it. Well worth it. Just for the freebies.
Yeah. Let me know how y'all doing there. Let me know how y'all doing. All right, so we've got that. The missions. I think that's everything I wanted to talk about for missions and specials. Viborg, consumables, match day, Silent Huntress. Yes. I think that is us. Let's jump over real quick then to take a look at what's going on in the UI here, just so we can kind of round this out. Steel Hunter. Oh, that's still going on. Steel Hunter.
Hey, you did it. You did. Now, if you're going to talk about Steel Hunter,
Yeah.
you did an awesome video on it, which actually gives more. Let's put it this way: more impetus for me to play the mode than anybody else has given me, including Wargaming. But I'm still not going to play it.
Yeah,
But
I was going
anyway.
to say that's faint praise, right? That's
Yeah, still not going to do it. But the fact that you went through it and took time out to actually demonstrate how to get to the top two, which you did, or even win it,
yeah.
I tell you what, you must have sweated blood, sweat, and tears over that doing that video. It must have killed you, absolutely killed you. But hey, all kudos.
Hold on a second. I appreciate that. So what was interesting about that video is I was trying to. I know I have AMC. I had your channel on a shout out. I'm trying to get that. I'll figure that out in a minute. Where the hell were we? That video was. What's interesting is that was a replay from the third stage that I had laying around. That video was going to be called "It's Just Hide and Seek Simulator."
Okay.
And it was
all
not, and in full disclosure, it was not going to be this is a great mode. With the thing I'm doing with Wargaming, partnering with them, working on some videos for things that they would like to see. That's one of the things they wanted. They wanted, hey, how to win. I happened to get close to winning on that one.
Yeah, you did very well.
But I was
just
able,
unfortunate.
yeah. But I think I was able to cover the whole it's just hide and seek simulator without being negative. And
Yeah.
you know what? If you're going to play it, here's how you win in one video.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the direction I went with that.
Yeah.
I don't know if they
And
pushed
I
that
don't
video
think
though.
Wargaming, I don't think Wargaming would knock you for that, because I think they like your style anyway. Otherwise, they wouldn't have asked you to do these things. And they must be aware. Okay, within parameters, you can't just go out there and go from one extreme to the other. You have to keep it within the boundaries that they set for you, obviously. But at the end of the day, you can still have a personal opinion on anything that's out there, and it's your video and the way you come across. Again, coming back to your instructional abilities, the way you come across is that it actually almost made me want to go and switch the mode on. Not quite.
Not quite.
But almost.
Well, hey, that's if we got close, that's good. For the stuff that I'm partnering with them, I'm either going to not do it if I feel that strongly about it, whatever the subject is. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to be. I don't have to be, rear kissing positive, but I am going to be positive about it because they're going to help and push the video and stuff. They haven't pushed that one; only has like 80 views, so it's. But there's one in the past. I don't remember which one it was. They put out on Facebook and some other stuff, and it got up to 1,000 views. You know, if I could get videos.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, you said the other day, wasn't it? It was. No.
So
This is also. I mean, it's a two-way street, because if it gives you a little bit more exposure and a little bit more, a few more viewers, then that's amazing. That's marvelous. That's exactly. It's free advertising, isn't it? So why not?
And that's essentially the deal there, right? So I do the video that they kind of want to see in my own style, the way I want to do it, and if they like it, then they push it with their push, because they have a huge exposure for all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and it ends up being a win-win as long as you're not selling out or whatever. So anytime you see those red thumbnails, that's something that I've been doing with Wargaming. If you see
is that the thumbnail they gave to you then?
Yeah, so they built that thumbnail.
That's cool.
So what's interesting about it is, sorry, I'm talking while I look for my commands, because I can't figure out why I can't get AMC's channel up here. What's interesting about it is, they've got the thumbnail, they've got the description they want me to use, they've got the tags, they've got the title. And if you notice the titles and the descriptions, you probably recognize that that's not really the way I would write it.
Yeah.
So that's a negotiation I'm in with them right now. I'm like, look, you clearly have a English as a second language person, obviously good enough to do well with English, but the syntax and the sentence structure isn't quite right. You can tell that it's not a native speaker writing it. So I'm at a.
That's fully appreciated, isn't it?
So I'm trying to figure out how to work that one out with them.
They don't give you free reign with the title. You have to.
Not yet. I went with their stuff because I don't want to immediately go pushback stuff. But I am writing up a feedback thing for them. All right. So because we did kind of a month of content, and I've come to the end of the initial ones that they had that they wanted to see, and there's AMC's link right there. I found it.
There you go.
So that's going to be some of the back and forth. It'll be.
So you're expecting feedback now from Wargaming on the content that you've created, or you've already
it's been good so far. I mean, I haven't really got any specific stuff. Hopefully, maybe that comes. We'll see. I know that they've pushed at least one, maybe two of them. Another one got into the 300 or 400s, I think, which is really good for me.
All right.
Anything over 200 views is good.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Oh, good news. Good news.
So,
they might have you on the on their stream at some point. They've had you on the stream, haven't they?
I've been on the NA stream. Yeah. I've been on the NA stream. Yeah. We got raided a couple streams ago. It was that evening stream that I'm not generally able to do while the wife was away, and we had 400 people piled in, and I would say 200 stayed for a significant amount of time.
Didn't Skill Raid you? No, Skill Raid you on Stack Up.
Yeah, well, I was on Stack Up. Yeah, but well appreciated. I got a good number of follows and stuff out of it, so all the exposure is exposure, so that's a good thing.
Of course it is. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There's no news is bad news. Is it?
Yep. Skill. Actually, he's a crack up, man. All right, I think that's it. Oh, we were in the middle of this, weren't we? We were trying to do the missions and stuff.
Yeah.
Viborg, that's the one we talked about. here's that 35,000. I'm at 21,000. I may not actually finish it, but you do get a piece of equipment out of that. Some of these you could do multiple times a day here, or maybe not day, but yeah, here's at 4 and 24 hours. This one looks like you can just do 3 times total for the 10,000 experience. That's the one I always talk about. You got to make sure you're playing the tank you want that 10,000 to go on when you do it, when you finish it. What salute match day?
Now, run that over me again. So
Okay.
you've got to continue. You've got to. So, for example, the Viberg Operation Part 3, you've got to get 30,000 experience, haven't you, earned?
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll throw 10,000 on the tank that you reach 30,000 on.
Well, that's the question always, isn't it? Is it that tank or the
Right.
next one? I think it's that tank that you trip it on, but I don't know. You got to pay attention. Cliffy
Because that's
usually
quite
knows.
difficult.
Counts to the
Right.
next completion of part 3, which is nice.
Right. Okay.
It was the tank that you got the 30,000 with, right, Cliffy? He usually has the actual details on that because it's hard to break down sometimes. Because there's not a token. Usually it's the tank. Yeah. Okay. Cliffy's confirmed.
Right. Okay. So that lends itself that you need to keep an eye on that because
Exactly.
you're never gonna really know when you trip the 30,000 because
Exactly.
you might not earn it on that game. It might be the next game and so
Yep.
on. So, do you then just do one tank until that's done, if that's the tank you're after, or you take your chances, don't you?
Yeah.
I don't know. You play the final 3 or 4 games with the tank that you want the 10,000 XP on just to get it. Okay. All right. Learned. New lessons learned, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. It can be tricky. So you gotta watch that for sure.
Gotta watch
Yeah,
it.
absolutely. Could definitely be tricky. So as you get close, pay attention. Put it on the tank you want it on, if you care. When you're 5 to 7 away from finishing it, then playing. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I would.
So, makes sense.
Once you get within 2,000, you might want to just play the tank you want it on until you trip it.
Yeah.
Very unlikely you're going to get a 2,000 base XP game. But if you wait to 15 or 12 or 1,000, you could easily have a good enough game to trip that and miss, on a tank you didn't want it
Miss it
on.
on the tank you want. Yeah. Oh,
Well,
that's
absolute
cool.
match day. This is how you get more tickets, guys. All right, so it's really easy. Just play a little bit. It looks like you get a ticket per day. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention this, but you can buy tickets for match day. Oh, vey. Yeah.
Yeah. Only costs silver.
Yeah.
You can buy for credits.
That one is total XP? You're kidding.
Really?
Really?
Go back. Have a look. Hang on.
There's no indication of that, is there? Oh, it doesn't
Doesn't
say
tell you,
base. Doesn't say base. They usually say base, right?
And is that what it is?
Yeah, right here.
Mission.
This one says base. Notice that
Yeah.
guy? Here we go. Let me just zip it up here so you can see.
Okay, it just says experience earned.
This one says base. That one doesn't. So there you go. Another insider tip. Right?
Right.
Base.
So absolutely, if you've got 2,000. I mean,
Yeah.
I've got 2,200 to go. So if I want that 10,000, I need to just focus on one tank now.
So I would
You
back
go-
up that. I would back that up because
Yeah.
if you're doing a double or you've got some kind of bonuses going on, blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
yeah.
Yikes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good, tier 8, 9, 10 game, and it's done, isn't it?
That's why sometimes digging into this and paying attention to what's said on them is important, provided that they've actually put the right information down.
Yeah. There you are then.
Rock Out Bundle, that's the last Prime thing, which will be replaced on the 17th, as it says right there. The D-Day event, the different beachhead stuff, we went over this last time. Looks like you get a bunch of extra experience. And I think that was daily. Yeah, that was every 24 hours for various things. The 50B is on track. The 50M, E50M is on track. And then there's the weekend special, which is going to be partially covered up here. But these are some boosters, experience boosts
Yeah.
for doing various things. So there's quite a few specials going on right now. So PRs count, but the times 3
Oh, okay.
for personal reserves didn't. God, it just it's
Well, see, and then that leads another question: do clan reserves count? You know what I mean? So, yeah,
oh man. Oh, Liberator Store. I forgot. Is that still a thing?
yeah, I did that the other day. Pilgrinomics at its best.
When does it go away? Oh, good call. Good call, Wayne. Thank you. You saved the day. I have 48 coins. All right. So remember, folks, Liberator Store. Go to the depot. Go to the parachute. Go to the Liberator Store. That's your coin total, or my coin total. That's what I've got. Best equipment to get with coupons.
Right, what you need to do, because they're all class 1, anything that costs, I mean, I think class 1 is 300,000, is it? Am I right? Or is it 100,000 for class
600. Class
Is
ones are
it? 600.
Yeah.
Is that the top class?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is Pilgrinomics that actually works. Yeah, absolutely. Any of the 600,000 pieces of equipment, some of them are less. And then if you want to make credits, if you want to sell it, but any of the 600,000. That's how I've done it. I went and got. Let me just remember what I got.
So the 600,000s are improved radio set, commander's vision,
Aiming, improved aiming. Turbocharger, V-stabs.
How do you, that's weird. Why is this like totally random standard equipment? How come? I can't wrap my mind around why I'm seeing some things that are lower tier and some things that are higher. What's going on there? Consumables, equipment. Select a vehicle. No, I don't want that. What is going on
Are you
there?
back in the garage? I can't get your screen up. Are you back in the garage now?
Yeah.
I'm looking at, right, and you're looking at what is?
Well, I'm in the store, so I click store, right?
Yeah.
I go down here.
Okay, I'm going.
I'm on equipment. I scroll down. I have the improved radio, commander's vision, gun rammer. These all seem to be the class 1 stuff, although it doesn't indicate which the frick one it is.
Doesn't tell you what class they are, does it?
It doesn't. And then I've got these, which I don't think are class 1 because they're only 200.
Yeah.
Do you have to click on them
Yeah.
to find out, and it gives you the lowest class one? Yes, of course.
There you go. Oh yeah, I've just done the low noise exhaust system.
Oh,
all three now.
wargaming! Stop! Stop!
That is crazy, crazy. Because I bought equipment that I wanted to be class 1, and it ended up. I can't find it in my depot because it's not the class I'm looking for. And I'm like, where's it gone? That is crazy.
Anyway,
Yeah, anyway.
total types in the bottom, what that means is, as Cliffy said, there's multiple types of it. And for some reason, they show you the lowest one, the price for the lowest one on there. But
Yeah.
in order to figure out what the price of the highest one, you have to click on it. Never mind, you could have put a clicker up here. Is it here? I'm just missing it. I don't see it.
I can't see it.
Class 1, Class 2, Class 3. Click, click, click. Done. And
Yeah,
you got to be shitting me. All right, 600,000.
Right, so
I'm
class
not-
26,000.
Yeah, I'm not going to go through all this stuff, but some of the
Ah.
things are 600. Is that the most expensive? It is the most expensive. Does it ever get less? Are some of them 500 or 600 kind of the going rate? I think the vents are actually cheaper, right? Let's go. Nope, they're 600 also. I don't think there's
All
anything.
class 1 equipment is 600,000.
Is it all? Yeah, okay.
I think it is. I've not found one any cheaper. I don't think,
Okay.
unless. What about camo nets? That could be one. There's only 2 classes of camo net anyway. So that's 50,000 or 100,000. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Class 2 works for every. See, that's, again, more
Everything.
convoluted stuff.
Yeah.
Class 2 works
yeah,
for everything. Oh, good Lord.
Yeah. Does anybody buy additional grousers? And what tanks would they put it on? There's
Oh, I am just like covered up in grousers. I got grousers everywhere.
out
yeah.
of here. You put one
Oh
on the
yeah, I
shirt.
put grousers on every tank.
Right. Now look, but there's a price difference: 50, 250, 500. So there's one that class one is 500,000 for the grousers because
Yeah.
they're so needed, aren't they?
There's no need to grouse about it.
Dad joke. Get that in there. Get that in there. You want to send that one off? Yo-ho!
Okay.
Dear. Okay.
What's best? Well, probably any of those 600,000 ones that you want, my friend, would be my guess. I might, though, slide right down on here because I don't care too much about the equipment. I have a bunch of equipment, and I may grab some of the large kits, but realize you can only grab one package of that. So you can get 10 automatic fire extinguishers, 10 large repair kits, and 10 large first aid kits, and that's it. You only can do that once. So, I don't know. As these are 300,000 to sell, these sold would only be 100,000, right? Yeah. If you're just looking for silver, it's probably grab a piece of equipment and sell. If you're looking for equipment, because it can be expensive, I think really the best ones are what? Coated optics, gun rammer, IRM, improved vents, turbocharged, if you're a scout guy, low noise exhaust maybe, and vert stabs. So really,
Or CVS for your scout.
if you grabbed in my opinion, if you grabbed, and I need two more, no I can't, I can grab two and have 8 left over. I would get vents and a vert stab because I think those
Yes.
are the most useful.
And do you know what? They are old school. They've always been around. And I've always equipped my heavies, for example, with vents and rammers, just to get the reload time down
Yeah.
and the cruise skill up.
I mean, those three are the classics, right? Vert stab, vent,
Yeah.
and gun rammer. At that tier, almost everything runs a vert stab, if not everything. I don't know. Tier 8, 9, and 10 seems like most things
Yeah.
are vert stab. But the CVS, if you're a scout guy, that's like a must-have on tier
That's
8.
a cool. Yeah, it is a must-have these days. Isn't it? It burns through everything, doesn't
The
it?
IRM, if you're rolling that, that's good. Optics for scouts, good. The low noise exhaust is a kind of outlier, but still cool. I have that on several scouts, and of course the turbocharger for some tanks to zing zing and zip zip. So it is cool that there are more than there was in the past equipment that is viable. The
It's
vert
cool
stab,
that it's free.
the vert stab is better, Aussie. Just straight up better.
Yeah.
It goes vert stab, then IRM, then although I'm not sure where improved aiming comes in. I think it's vert stab, IRM, improved aiming, GLD, or maybe it's the other way around, GLD, improved aiming.
Well, I don't. The only thing I put gun laying drive on, for example, is the artillery. I don't bother with it with anything else. Rightly or wrongly, I just don't. In my own opinion, I just think the gun laying drive is, meh. To be honest, spend money on that, just shove it on the arty.
Cliffy is down to 50 class 1 optics. Getting a little low on that, huh?
Get spending. Come on, spend.
That is the what's the word I'm looking for? The extra bonus of the IRM is increasing your hull and turret rotation.
Yeah.
For tanks that are slow, spinning around, that's a nice little improved bonus right there. Absolutely. Sutek, how you doing, man? All right, so there you go.
Moon Tunes is in the house as well.
Do not forget to grab those, people. Do not forget to grab those.
It's free. Again, it's Wargaming giving you something that would cost you an awful lot of silver for free. So you've got to grab it. I mean, just for getting tokens. Yeah, thank you.
So, subjects du jour. We're getting some buffs, people,
Indeed.
on some premium tanks, although they're very minor. The T-34 and T-34B are getting a gun dispersion while hull movement and traverse buff, a gun dispersion during turret traverse buff, some extra engine power, which it does not have a corresponding extra speed, so I guess it just means it's going to get up to speed a little better. It's only 20 horsepower. A turret traverse buff and a hull traverse buff, which is going to be very nice for the T-34 because the turret is just very slow. The AMX is getting a buff. Its aiming time is going from 2.2 to 1.9, and then it's getting a dispersion during turret traverse and during hull movement and traverse buff. Okay, so you won't lose as much in rotation. KV5, IS6, 112, WZ111, and T34-3 are all getting that standard penetration buff from 186 to 196.
Right.
So the standard round is going to be buffed to. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'll take the extra 10.
It's not. None of that is a game changer.
No.
Is it? None of it at all. It's just the slight rebalancing. I think the best word that Wargaming can use against that sort of stuff is the balancing act that they're trying to perform with the premiums.
Well, the tank that wins in that is the T34.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
you're using that hole during peekaboom or hold down stuff, and you might be moving your turret and coming up over the hill and looking for a shot in movement. So you're going to have less dispersion loss while doing that. You're also going to have a little bit more engine power for that kind of moving back and forth, the get up and go. So that's an actual decent buff for the 34.
Yeah. Yeah, for that level. There's some questions there. For
Look, I like being right. Wayne agrees. Yeah, I think the T34 is getting the biggest buff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Prop lure, what's happening? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's gone. I didn't see it. We were just digging through that prop lure. I did not see it in your. No, I think it's gone. No, not the T3045. The T34. We're talking about the American Tier 8 Premium.
Yeah, these are all premium tank buffs, aren't they? So,
right.
Moontunes is asking, is the Object 748 Alpha worth it in your opinion?
Yes. Yeah. I liked it.
Yeah.
It's not over. Okay, so here's the thing, Moontune. I'll go over this, which I think everyone who's a regular here kind of knows this. If you and I am not saying this is wrong or right. I'm just laying out the facts. If you are the kind of player who only likes to play the best tanks, and your definition of a good tank is the best tank at whatever it is, the 274 Alpha is not the best medium premium tank. It's close, I think, for the Soviets. If your definition of a good tank is a tank that's fun and pretty good to / good, then yes, it's good. And I know that's kind of an all over the place definition, but it's important because if you tell somebody who only likes the best tanks that something's good and it's not the best tank, then all of a sudden they're mad because you told them it was a good tank and it's not.
I think, like you said earlier on, and like I reiterated, is that it's good for tier. It is similar to the 430U at tier, but if you play it like it's a tier 9 or a 10, then it will struggle. Yeah. You have to play it at tier, and it's as good as the 430U at tier.
Now, amongst the Russian mediums, I think if you're a very good player, you're going to prioritize the 44-100.
Yes.
As better.
Yeah, absolutely.
You might prioritize the 54 first prototype ahead of the 274 Alpha. It's definitely better than the Guard or the STG.
Yeah.
So I would put it in. I would personally put it in second place, maybe tied for first with the 44-100. I like these two.
Yeah.
So it would be close, but the prototype being second or third, depending on the ranking right there. So.
Yeah.
Now worth it again. Now the worth it part of the money piece is I try not to comment on people. If you've got the disposable income and want the tank, by all means go for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Prop. Despite Guido and I having a bit of fun with Arty, I'll be serious for a minute. I actually understand Arty in the game, and when it does the job that you want it to do, it's actually an asset. Don't get me wrong, I hate being targeted and mullered by 3 different artilleries, but it's in game, you can't get rid of it, and those who play it have every right to play it as much as I do with my mediums or my lights or whatever. So, although we joke about clickers and all the rest of it, because it is frustrating at times, if you get a good artillery player on your team, then he is an absolute asset. He can help change the game. You know, if he's at the right place, right time, you know,
Yeah.
with the right skills and all the rest of it. So, for all the arty players that come and watch this and feel a little bit affronted by anything, guess what? It's just a joke, guys. I've played enough arty in my time to know that it's actually can be an asset if it's played properly. So please, guys, don't take anything serious away from the fun we have with clickers. And that's me shutting up now. If anybody sees me in my leaf, they're more than kill me, and I'll pay them 500 gold if they PM me after the game. Oh, dear.
I don't know about the 44-100 go on sale. I don't have any essay on that.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it? That would be nice. I, for one, would definitely get it. I've sort of held off getting it for a long time. I hope it comes back out.
Aussie makes a great point about people with disabilities. It is already does make the game accessible to people
Yeah.
who can't
Yeah.
you know, play the tanks, or
Yeah.
not necessarily can't. They probably can. It's just they can do already better.
Yeah.
So that makes sense to me. I got that. It's just it can
Yeah.
get really frustrating.
I'm allowed to be frustrated when I'm sat in the corner thinking I'm arty safe and 3 artillery just pound me to pieces. I'm like, I'm going to be frustrated over this right now. I'm allowed. I'm English.
What's that got to do?
What's that got to do with anything? Yeah, well, we signed the Magna Carta many years ago to put the lords and ladies. And,
Hold on a
and all
minute.
the
You're
rest-
English, so isn't it a fact that being English and stiff upper lip, you should just sit there and take getting pounded by Artie and not even react?
Yep, I should just drink my tea and go, do you know what, old chap? Let's move on and let's go and read a bit of Kipling.
That's right.
You know.
Our ancestors did this during
Rage like
our
Europeans.
ancestors did this during the Blitz. I can do it here in World of Tanks.
Yeah, stay calm and carry on. Where's my key fob? Have I still got it on my key fob? No, I don't. Stay
Good
calm
point.
and carry on.
Good point, Revan. Yeah, 3 M44s. I've played a good bit of Tier 6 in the last about 3 or 4 months because I've been trying to get a lot of Tier 6s to 100 battles, and I'm carving through them pretty quickly. But that means I've played a lot of Tier 6, and I have seen the amount of M44s at the Tier 6. It is
It's constant,
insane how many people play M44s, and it would be much, much worse if there wasn't a 3 RD limit, I guarantee you. You would have 5 of
yeah,
them in a game
yeah.
at times.
I can't remember a Tier 6 game that hasn't had an M44 or 2 or 3 per side. I can't even remember a game. I think the game I've sent you, I was in the Thunderbolt, I think, or something, or the Firefly or something like that, and it got to end game, and I was trying to get the 3 RT. I might not have sent it. I was trying to get the 3 RT. It was in the back of the enemy base. I got the first 2, and then the M44 hid behind a rock, and then their wheelie came behind me, lit me up, and the M44 just took me out, and I was last man standing. I was like, my carry pants weren't big enough. Not
I've been
against the
playing
M44.
a considerable amount of the T50-2, and if I get to the Miserable Monday stuff that I have, which I hope I will today, if I get that done, you're going to see at least one example, maybe 2, of me getting into the nest of Artie and getting crushed. Because I'm shooting an 80 hit point gun, I'm trying to run, and it's just the M44 blap hits me, stuns me, track, fix it, run, start. The other M44 goes blap, hits me, stun. Now I'm tracked, and because they reload so fast, it takes me so long to kill one of them. They're reloaded again, and they're hitting me again, and it's like you can't even take on 3 Artie in a 50-2 because they just don't miss. They're so accurate, even in TD mode. It's insane.
It is insane. It is absolutely.
So
Makes it interesting at Tier 6, doesn't it?
but it's a good point because somebody who put into that it's the most played. Yeah, there you go, Revan. Yeah, it's the most played tank across all servers. It's silly. That's just
Wow. Well, I mean, I can totally get that because of the amount we see, but you wouldn't have thought so until it was on paper, would you?
silly. Yeah.
Crikey, O'Reilly.
Well, it doesn't have a gold round. The round's good enough that it doesn't need one, which is crazy. It's got splash and stun, so you can get the experience and stuff out of the stun. Plus, it has some splash, pretty good for that tier. When it hits hard,
Yeah.
and you can
And
make
it
all kinds
reloads.
of credits out of it.
Yeah. And
I mean, it's just a
reloads
little
like-
credit
like
earner
nothing else.
beast, you know what I mean? And it reloads quickly, so you're shooting a lot. It's just
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
nerf is
anyway,
coming,
that
my
is nerfing.
friends. Justice is coming for the M44s.
It is. It is. It'll be a very interesting changes ahead.
People are going to
Shall
freak.
see.
People are going to freak.
Yeah.
I mean, the most played tank, right? You're talking about nerfing the most played tank.
They'll just move on to the grill or the SU or something like that. They will.
Well, that's true, but I'm just talking about the PR situation of the most played tank you're about to nerf.
Well, actually, yeah, that's a good point. Wargaming are going down that road with their eyes open, surely. Surely they know this. So they're going down the road with their eyes open.
Imagine that
Full
they're willing to nerf the most played tank, but they're not willing to nerf the Chieftain, which is owned by a very small sliver percentage of people.
Yeah, because they
Just-
make the biggest noise, don't they?
They make the biggest noise. Yeah, good. Yeah, they make the biggest noise.
Crikey.
It could be a feather Sutek. That's my worry. I think it might not matter too much. What's going to be lost in the
Yeah.
noise is it's going to get nerfed, and then the or the SPG change will happen. So it's going to be hard to figure out what it really did, if anything. Because everything's going to change, guys. When this HE change happens, this is a big change in the game, I think.
Yeah, more than it actually looks. I think there's a massively hidden undercurrent in that.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't. When you look at it on paper, it looks okay. It's a big change, but I think it's a complete game changer. I think that whole ammunition meta is going to be so different. But you featured a battle on one of your replays, not of yours, but somebody else's, that he basically just fired HE for the most of the game, and his penetration was second to none. Whereas anybody else, I
Yeah.
could never penetrate with HE.
Yeah.
And it was so that's the sort of thing it's going to be doing. It's going to be penetrating and causing big damage, not just 10, 20, 80 hit points. It's going to take lumps out of stuff, and it'll be penetratable.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
know,
well.
man. I don't know what to think about it. I think it's a bigger change than they realize. It's possible that it, as someone said, it'll come out in the wash and it won't really be a big difference. I don't think they know, really. I don't think
Yeah?
they know.
No, I think it's they've got the brief. They've been told to deal with it, and they've dealt with it. And I think the outcomes will come out once players get hold of this and start to play it. As you've said before,
Yeah.
once it's out in the wild, who knows what's going to happen?
Well, Cliffy also makes a good point there, because the fact that it's now going to penetrate the thing you hit, or attempt to penetrate the thing you hit, as opposed to do the explosion and seek out the
Yeah.
the closest lightest armor or lightest or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know,
yeah.
man. You know, it's
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
it's,
It seems like it was a sop to the good players, complaining that their chieftain is getting shredded by HE. I don't know, man. We'll see.
or the okay, the chieftains and such like were getting shredded by HE that wasn't aimed. I think that's the complaint. They
Yeah.
they didn't even need to look at the weak spots. Not that the chieftains got that many weak spots, but
Well, I sort of
guess the
misspoke
noise
there.
Was that.
I sort of misspoke there. The claim was they were being shredded. I don't think they actually were.
No,
They
no,
just
not
didn't want
at
to
all.
take any
No.
damage. They were mad because they were perma bouncing everything other than HE. It's not like some potato rolled up with HE and beat them.
No.
They weren't being beaten by HE. They were taking damage that they were able to bounce from every other kind of round, and it was being angry that if they did lose, it had a lot to do with Artie and HE hitting them.
Yeah.
So that made them angry, right? My
Yeah.
my magic turret can take damage from the potato is
Yeah.
shooting HE at me, and it's not fair. That kind of crap.
It's a pixel game, but it's not fair. My life is not complete without my
Yeah.
solid turret.
Yeah,
Love it.
we'll see. I mean, it will be interesting to see if the, like everyone is saying, those specific kinds of more armored tanks, which tend to be Russian, are going to be better.
Yeah.
It feels like yes, just
Yeah.
based on what they're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, some of those tanks don't really have weak spots on the front. There's some hatches and things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm actually interested in, Cliffy, is my all HE loadout T22. It'll be interesting to see what it can do.
Will be, yeah.
Of course, everyone's going to get the buff, right? It's not like only my T22 is getting it. So what does that mean for the T22 from other low caliber HE guns? You know, are people going to be running around? Initially, at least, there's going to be a lot of HE being flung around just to see what happens.
Yeah.
So it won't be 3, 4, 5, 6 months until we really understand if it does anything, if at all, to the meta.
No. I mean, I'll be quite honest. I don't carry a lot of HE, but there are some tanks which I prefer to use HE in. The Yagaru and the Death Star, all HE as far as I'm concerned, because why not? Why not? I don't have to particularly aim at anything with my Death Star. I just point it in a general direction,
Yeah.
and even a 430U takes a big big wallop off me. So I don't care on that level.
Yeah.
But again, that will make me have to be a little bit more considerate with my shots at that level, which is
Yeah.
fine. I don't mind doing that, but sometimes you get frustrated and you just want to go in your Death Star and blap somebody. You don't want even to think about aiming. Not quite YOLO, but you just want to get out there and just smack somebody right in the face.
Geo,
2,000 damage.
thanks, man.
Oh, wow.
Fantastic.
Whoa.
Much appreciated. 5 gift subs. Cabbage Mechanics in the house. What's happening, Cab? Redeem, Grinder, Randall Green, and GHL. Fantastic. The T22 all HE loadout. This tank has a sordid history. Let's put it that way. But it was recently sold, so I actually bought one for a ridiculous amount of silver. I mean, an actual insane amount of silver. So what I did is initially I didn't run any equipment or consumables, and I had all HE. So I've since upgraded to equipment and some consumables, but I still run all HE. And you can see I'm not obviously burning things up. I'm at 45%. But what's interesting is I've had some pretty fun games with this silly thing, running around with an all HE loadout. It is a feast or famine tank.
We haven't platooned since you've upscaled.
Yeah.
We only platooned when you had no equipment or
Well, it's
anything
way
else.
better. Also, I put all the tomato crew in there, so I have all the tomato skins. And I don't have Sixth Sense
wow.
yet, so I'm slowly... And the deal with this is I play it once a stream. I play it at the end of the stream. We play the all HE loadout T22. Because I am cognizant of the fact that when you gimp yourself like that, you're not really helping your team. So I don't want to run around doing that to teams, even though that's exactly what some players do just by being them.
Well, the people who got it in the let's call it the non-legal way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
But,
what
it's-
contribution is that to the team?
It's a bit of a meme machine, and it has actually created some good content because I've had some pretty awesome games where, I got 4, 5, 6,000 tracking and assist damage. Because the thing about it is it's got a really good armor layout, so I can go forward to medium places and be extremely annoying with my HE tracking people and spotting them and bouncing off the awesome turret and everything. So it's actually kind of fun. And then every once in a while you get that 400 HE pen on a scout or something because it's got a decently accurate gun on the run and all that stuff. It's just funny.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's do you know what? For the end of your stream, it's a bit of fun because you can get, especially if you do a 3-hour stream, you can get under your skin a bit. So
Yeah.
you throw that out there, it just lightens the mood up a little bit.
It
doesn't
is, and it's a great way to
Yeah.
end the stream. That's exactly right
Yeah,
because from hour 2 to 3 I get salty. That's really my limit. I've learned this from streaming. I got 3 hours, 2 hours of pretty calm, decent streaming. From hour 2 to 3, the RNG tends to start getting into my brain, worming its way in there. And by the time I'm ready to go, I go, all right, let's have a little fun. We're going to go all HE loadout T22.
Yeah, there
You
you
know
go.
what I mean?
End the day. End of the
Yeah,
day.
absolutely. Revan, sort of. It's one of those things at this point you kind of got to let that part of it go. I still remember how it was handled and what happened. It still gets under my skin a little bit. But now that so many people have bought it, who knows where they got their T22. So yeah, it sort of started that way, but now it's just kind of a fun thing. So there you have it. Plus, I don't know, I have a gingerbread guy in the back. What do you want from me?
I know, yeah,
Yeah.
you've got all sorts of weird
And a
stuff
bit-
all over that tank.
Why is the heart? Why is the heart offset to the left a little bit?
I don't know, it doesn't look quite right, does
No,
it?
it doesn't. What's going on with
It's a
that?
T20, yeah,
Yeah.
that's because of what it is. Look at it. It's
Anyway,
not Monty, is it? It's not Monty.
no, it is not Monty. Monty. Oh, now I got the cat.
Ah, dear.
If you hear the meowing, it's the cat that got bit by another cat who we've been forced to keep inside. It has not been happy.
Talking cats as a tangent, I had a problem with two cats. One a ginger Tom, and one a black cat. They used to sit under the car. I've got these audio zappers now in the back garden because I fed up of finding the ginger Tom's sizable deposit on my garden. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At one stage, I contemplated brushing it up and taking it to the owner and putting it on his doorstep, ringing the bell and saying, "I believe this is yours," but I didn't go that far. You know, so I've got these audible things now, and I actually watched the black cat come into the back garden, walk almost towards them. Then it must work quite well because it just went sort of hunched its shoulders and went boom out the garden.
And you
I was
can't
like,
hear
"Oh."
it.
And you can't hear it because it's
Really?
at such a high level, but it'll stop cats coming in. So I now want one of these that'll do it for humans. So I'm going to research if I can get one for humans, and I'll pop it around various places to see if
Yeah.
humans jump over the fence and run away. That'd be cool. Because I mean, I would never advocate harm to any animal. Okay, not at all. But I'm not a cat lover. I'm a dog guy, and cats don't do it for me because they just don't. They just, they're uncontrollable. They'll poop anywhere they like. They'll pee anywhere they like. They'll condescend to have a bit of a neck scratch or a stroke when they want to. Otherwise, they claw you. I just can't do cats. I'm sorry. Dogs, do as you're told, dog, and it works.
I like cats, all right. Yeah, I mean, I am definitely a dog person, but I like cats,
Yeah.
all right. They're okay. They're okay.
Dogs have owners, cats have slaves. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, dear. There you go. Howie's got an app on his truck radio to get rid of dogs.
Well, they have that for humans. You've seen those big sonic blasters that they have. The non-lethal.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they have crowd control. They have non-lethal sonic things, and they aim that at you. It's very uncomfortable. It's like
Right, I'll get one of them then.
oh yeah, it's
I'm on Google tonight. I'll
Oh,
get
yeah.
one. Then when we get the
well, it's usually on a Humvee or some military vehicle. So I'm not.
how is it? Psyops. There,
Yeah.
silly old me. I should have thought about that.
Yep.
Dear.
Yeah, they've
Awesome.
used them in Iraq and crowd control and stuff.
Oh yes, I know what you mean. Yeah, I bet they're too expensive for the average homeowner though.
An app on the truck
dear.
radio to get rid of dogs. They might have stopped using them, Howie. I don't know. I know they haven't. Yeah, maybe they did. It's a good question because, because it vibrated people, right? It was like,
Does it like fry your brain or
well,
something?
no, I don't. It's not heat. I don't think. Maybe it was. I don't. There was one that was heat too, that made you feel hot, like your skin
Wow.
was on fire or whatever.
Now that's what I've heard, Cliffy. You can get these things that emit a high-pitched sound that only teenagers can hear. Now that would be awesome, wouldn't it? The local hangout, just secrete one secretly somewhere and watch them all disappear. That would be cool, wouldn't it?
They need one that makes teenagers hear you tell them to do something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And-
because apparently they can't hear you when you tell them to do something.
Yeah, the audio system doesn't actually kick in if you're over the age of 21.
Oh, is that what it
you're
is?
telling them
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Take the
absolutely.
trash out, do the dishes, feed the dog,
Yeah,
take care of the cat.
absolutely.
And those are all things that are the
Pick your
teenagers.
socks up, put them in the wash basket.
They're unable to hear that.
Never happens, does it?
That frequency of request
Yeah.
does not
Yeah.
compute in their brain.
Yeah.
I was never a teenager, Randall. I was born a fighter pilot. I was born a 32-year-old fighter pilot. Came out smoking a cigar and drinking a beer.
Yeah. Well, see, I was a teenager, but I was the teenager that smoked and drank from the age of 14 onwards. So I couldn't care less. Proper reprobate.
So I have that conversation sometimes with the son too. He's like, he doesn't say it, but he's like, basically the idea is, well, you were a teenager, you understand, this teenager thing. And I'm like, yeah, I was, and I understand, which is also why I'm correcting the behavior, because I had the behavior corrected, and in order for you to grow up and be a daggum adult, at some point
Yep.
you got to turn the teenager off. And it doesn't just happen if nobody says anything to you, right? If you go, well, they'll grow out of it. If you don't help them grow out of it or give them guidance, and I'm not talking about beating them, that's not the point. If you don't give them guidance, you don't grow out of it. That's why we have a bunch of children running around at 30 years old,
Yeah.
right? Because the idea was, well, they'll get older and they'll grow out of it. No, they don't grow out of it unless
Yep.
there's instruction and mentoring and upbringing. And part of that is, you know what? It's a lot like learning this game.
Yes.
If you
yeah,
just
yeah.
play this game and keep doing the wrong thing over and over and nobody tells you what you're doing wrong, you're not
Yeah.
going to grow out of it.
No.
That's not what
You don't
happens.
know any different. You don't know any
There's-
different. You've not been
yeah.
shown any different.
And in instruction, if I sit down and I instruct someone and I say, all right, here's the briefing. On today's flight, we're going to go out and we're going to do a 9G brake turn. And here's how you do it. Here's the mechanics of pulling the stick, what you do with the throttles. G on set. Here's the tones you're going to hear in the Eagle. When you get to here, you're going to hold the stick, then you're going to blend it back. All the things we talked about. If I brief that and we go out and he fails, he like over G's or he under G's, he does 5G or whatever, and I never talk to him again about it, he's not
Yeah.
gonna figure it out. So there's
No,
gonna
it-
be, you're gonna tell someone to do something, there's gonna be a failure. So you tell them again, you help them again, and then you instruct to what that was. That's what you do with kids, right? He's like, Dad, why do you always keep on me about taking out the trash? Because you have not demonstrated proficiency in taking out the damn trash yet.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
and I'm not mad. I mean, I get it. Yeah, I was a teenager too. You just have to
Yeah.
keep at it. You know what I mean?
It becomes because what you try to do with your kids is give them their own level of responsibility and individuality with the guidance that you're giving them. They will never understand that, because I never understood it as a kid. I was like,
They're not meant to
"Well,
understand
back
it.
in bed."
It's
Yeah,
part of
they're
part
not
of.
to understand it. It's just so deep down in there, in 10 years' time, when they have to do that onerous job that will make them the money that pays the bill for the house or whatever, it just clicks in and they do it. It isn't
Right.
like, "Oh, I don't want to do it."
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's about being a grown up, isn't it? And sometimes people just don't grow up. They never grow up.
But it's one of the biggest
Ever.
secrets of learning and training that doesn't get talked about enough is that, despite the fact that you've been told multiple times how or when or why or whatever to do something, you're going to fail. You may even get to a point where you're starting to do that thing and then you backslide and you start failing again.
Yeah.
And if there's nobody there to back you up or call you out or help you or mentor you
Yeah.
or whatever,
Yeah.
you may never get back. It's a process. You're not just going to talk to someone. Women are like, my wife is like this. She wants to talk something out and then it's fixed. Like, no.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, I
Yeah,
told him last week or whatever. I'm like, I got it. You're
Yeah.
gonna have to tell him this week and probably next week
Yeah.
and probably the week after. And eventually
Yeah.
it's gonna happen. But part of the process is all of that has to
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
And the trick is to not get pissed.
Well, yeah.
Because
exactly that.
it's nothing to get pissed about. It's just life, man.
Yeah, no, exactly that. And to add to the house general thing, is that I will when I used to instruct, my house general would say to me, "I bet you have far more patience with those that you're instructing than you ever do with me or the kids." And I get that, because I have the patience to reiterate a given point to students. Especially if it's a battle or a life-critical situation, which a lot of military training is. When it comes to your kids and your missus, I'm like, well, I told you, why am I having to repeat myself?
Right. Yeah, you have to
Well, have
watch for
some
that.
patience.
Yeah.
Have some patience, But yeah, I mean, that's the way it is, and you expect. You expect. I expect my kids used to hate me because I used to march them to bed. I've told you this before. I used to get them at the bottom of the stairs, line them up, and march them into bed, make them lie to attention, and make them go to sleep. Yeah, exactly. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Get into bed, lie straight, eyes front, close eyes, sleep. That's your bedtime story. That's all they ever got off me. Brilliant. Can I just say we've got
So
more
it's
vets
so
here.
it's possible. So it's possible you went a little too far.
Possible.
Possible.
Well, you know, you'd have to ask my kids, but they're traumatised now. They don't talk to me.
One of them is still lying at attention up in the bed right now.
I forgot to tell him to get up.
Hasn't got up for 20 years.
Oh, superb. There's a lot of vets in the house, and I just want to say, guys, thank you very much indeed for everything
Yes.
you've done.
Absolutely.
Superb. Well done,
And
guys.
thank you for the follow, Mootunes B. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Thanks for coming by. Oh man. Well, I'm glad we sorted that out. Now everyone should be able to have the perfect children.
Yeah, because we told them so.
That's part of it, though, right? You come up with all this and you talk about it and you feel like, yep, I've learned something here, and then you just gotta keep
Yeah.
grinding, right? You gotta keep grinding and keep learning it. And sometimes you'll
Well,
have to
yeah.
learn stuff multiple times. I know I have.
Yeah.
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 You'll see it in your life. You're like, you know what? I just did that again. I thought I'd
Yeah.
learned that lesson, but here I am
Yeah.
screwing up again. Well, let's get back at it. Let's try to fix it again.
Well, isn't that World of Tanks to the T?
Yeah.
Absolutely, World
Yeah.
of Tanks to the
Yeah.
T. The number of times I've gone to that location and done exactly that, and then died and wondered why I did it. And then I sit back and go, hang on, I did that on this map
Yeah.
2 hours ago,
Yeah.
and I didn't learn.
Yeah. And your brain's like, correct, you did not learn.
Yeah.
Good, let's
Yeah.
do it again.
Yeah, let's go with that again. We might win this time.
Fantastic. I'm glad I didn't learn.
Oh,
Let's
dear.
do it again. Whee!
Yeah, absolutely. Wayne is coming out with a dad joke per second here. He's going to be the dad joke king. He really is. He's put about 6 dad jokes in there already.
Cliffy, diet and personal
Diet?
and personal habits like drink, smoke, stuff like that. Yeah. Those are the ones that are easy to see what you're doing, yet you do it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lesson that needs to be learned, Guido. Randall's quite right. Beach on Overlord. Why, oh why, oh why do all you heavies pile down the beach? You're
I'm
not
sure it'll work
effective.
this time.
It'll work this time. You'll be able to get all the way to the other side, cap out, because nobody else is going to be up there, are they?
Sparky wanted zombies, but all he got was the corona. I know, man.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Swords,
Take the logo.
swords will never go obsolete. They're cutting edge technology. That's the first lesson I think that you're taught in the army is take the low ground. Get down in there and wallow around where people can shoot on
Yeah.
top of you. It's perfect.
Yeah. 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 Stand up and wave.
There was a good dad joke that I read in the forum. Why do French tanks have rear view mirrors?
They can see the front.
So they
line.
could see the front lines.
Get out! I knew the answer. I'd never even seen it on the forum.
I don't know who did that, but that was a good one. I didn't see the name, but that was one of the
And
good
that
ones.
guy.
Now, that's the kind of joke you need to come up with, those guys, for that contest.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of
Absolutely.
contests, we're getting towards the end here. Well, we're almost hitting up
It's
2
okay.
hours. Go ahead and hit us with the contest, guys. Pilgrim's got a contest of the week. Here we go.
Contest of the week. Again, it's a 3-parter, so it'll be 3 questions, 3 answers. Need it in chat here, please. It's we'll not do the leave it for a week or anything else like that. It's got to be here. So it is easy enough for you to get your Google fingers going. However, it is relevant to World of Tanks. Okay, it is quite relevant to the World of Tanks. So if you're all ready with your Google fingers, I'll give you the questions. I'll require the answers in one go, so not an answer then and leave it a bit and an answer. Then all 3 need to come as a block, and the first person to do that will be the winner, not of 500 gold. He will be the winner, or he or she will be the winner of a free lesson, coaching lesson with Guido, paid by Pilgrim. Okay, so there we go. And if you don't want that, it's tough. That's all the prize that's on offer. But I'm sure you all do. I'm sure you all want that 1 hour with Guido. Right, so here we go. The questions today. I require the date and the month and the year of the Battle of Hastings in the United Kingdom. The Battle of Hastings. So the
Clippy.
day, the month, and the year.
Little Willie, Cambridge, Victoria's Secrets, David Fletcher. That
Very
is close. That is close.
That is close.
Yeah.
I also need the king of the Anglo-Saxons. The name of the king, the full name of the king of the Anglo-Saxons in that battle.
In the battle. So
And then the final part of the question is, name the hill that the Anglo-Saxons defended in the Battle of Hastings, and the clue is, it's the name of a current tank in World of Tanks.
okay, so the year, month, and day, the
Yeah.
full name of the Anglo-Saxon king, and
Yeah.
the hill that the Anglo-Saxons defended.
Defended at the Battle of Hastings, the name of the hill, and the name is in game, and it's the name of one of the tanks in World of Tanks right now. Okay.
Okay.
Plymouth Rock, no way, you got it wrong last time.
I think the name of the hill is T-22 medium.
Yeah,
No.
quite possible.
No. Oh.
Moon Tombs, just to go back over it, you need to give me all three in one go. Don't split it down like that. You need to give me all three in one go, and that then, whoever does that first will be the winner. Sorry to pee on your parade there, my friend. Oh, I see, Cliffy. Look at that.
It was spoken
Yeah.
in England by the
nobles.
aristocracy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. The peasants spoke Anglo-Saxon.
Yeah, because they were French.
Yeah, because they were French.
As a result of this, right?
Yeah.
As a result of this battle, isn't that right?
As a result of this battle,
Correct.
we ended up having bloody Frenchmen rulers for
Yep.
a few years.
There you
but
go.
we sorted that out quite quickly. Yeah. Parlez-vous anglais? No, mate. There you go. Left shoe's got it. Okay, well done, left shoe. Left shoe, sir, madam, sir, Willie the Conqueror. Left shoe, you have got it. It was the 14th of October 1066. It was King Harold, and it's a Senlac.
I did
There
not
you
know this.
are.
I did not know Senlac. Left shoe, if you want to send me a note, if you're interested, Guido@1212.com. Give me your. We'll start conversing that way, and we'll figure out when we can get together and knock that out.
Cool. Excellent. Well done, guys. Thank you very much. It was an easy one, wasn't it? Google that. No problems. Congratulations. Moontunes, to be fair, you were very close, my friend. The Conqueror wasn't quite it, but Senlac was the one. Well done.
Left shoe,
William the
did you not get your gold? Did he win last week?
Left shoe, yeah, I can't remember who won last week.
Did you not get it?
I did the gold. Did you not get it? Don't
Oh,
the
okay.
gold won last week. No. You definitely got the gold, didn't you, mate? Yeah, no. Godwinson, Cliffy Godwinson. Had Rada was his father's name, but he was Godwinson. I don't know why they got different surnames, but hey ho. African or European sparrow, yeah. Yeah. Cheers, Gio. All the best.
All right, guys, that is it for this week's Coffee Talk. I do appreciate everybody coming by. Any parting shots there, Pilgrim?
No, I haven't this week. I'll keep it short and sweet.
All right, cool. Left shoe, Guido@1212.com. Send that to me. We'll sort it out. That is everything from the left side of the Atlantic.
It's everything from the correct side of the Atlantic, sir.
So, yeah.